something?
Okay, I'm
Oh, it's
recording, so it should
recording.
give you permission.
I see it says recording, so
Okay,
cool.
perfect. Okay, so we'll start.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. My guest today is Erik Lewin. I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing your name right, but you can correct us if I'm
Lewin.
not. Lewin? Okay, perfect. So basically, the purpose of these interviews is to inspire each other. So the idea came from my friends on Facebook. I see that I have a lot of people who is talented, and I want my other friends to meet you. So that's where the idea came from, the name Meet My Friends, because we all have talents, and I want people to get to know you so we can inspire each other. So let's start with you. I want to know about Erik. What is Erik doing right now, and how do you start doing what you're doing at the moment?
Okay, I don't know if any of this will inspire anyone at all, but I'll take a shot at it. So, well, I'm a comedian and a writer, basically. I was a criminal defense lawyer for many years in my life, and then I realized I didn't want to do that anymore. So I just quit after all the years in school and the hard work with law, and I just said I don't need to do any of that anymore. And I wrote a novel, and I started in stand-up comedy, and for the last 5 years have been performing in comedy clubs, mainly in Los Angeles and Las Vegas, and sometimes in New York. And just finished work on a new book about grief, actually, which is a complete weird U-turn from stand-up, but that's kind of how I start. In a way, it connects because that's how I started with stand-up, is having lost my parents. I decided to explore a whole other side of life, essentially. So
That's beautiful. Do you have any of the books that you can show us, or where
yeah,
people can buy it? You can
I
let us
have
know.
this handsome devil right here is my novel, Son of Influence,
Beautiful.
which
I
is
love the
kind of
cover. I love
yeah,
the
this is the
cover.
cover. It's the like that. How does that?
It looks good.
Um,
I like it.
It's on Amazon, Apple, Barnes and Noble online, ebook, audiobook, paperback. It's like a fun coming of age story about a young man who goes to law school at the behest of his underworld connected father, and hijinks ensue. He meets a lot of kooky characters. He gets exposed to what law is like, and the scene in New York City. And there's a romance and friendships. It's kind of like a whole story. So yeah, I worked on that for a number of years.
That's beautiful. I just love art overall. Any expression of art I think is beautiful. And a lot of times in life, like Lady Gaga says, when we create art, it comes from our painful memories. So she said it's hard to do art because you have to dig into the pain. And I think a lot of times that happens when we dig into the pain, the most beautiful creations come alive.
She ain't lying, Maria. She knows a thing or two. But there's so much beauty comes from transforming that pain and helping other people, or we hope anyway. How's your speaking going? Can I ask you? Are you still
Yes,
on
well,
that
I'm
path?
yes, definitely interested in speaking. So I am a member of NSA for 3 years now, and
Sure,
I've been
sure.
a member of Toastmasters. It's just overall like any speaking engagement and opportunity that I have, I go. If there is like a free event, free training, if I'm available, if I'm not
Yeah.
available, I even don't go to work so I can attend. It's just finding the way to make it a business. I don't think it's difficult to share a message. It's just that to manage it as a business and be focused on it. I think it's hard to do your daily job, anything you do. Like, it's been hard for me to leave waiting tables. I've been a server for over a decade, and I've been around restaurant jobs like over
Right.
20 years. But it's just I think it's tough, when you have to choose, do I go to work or do I go to the training? It's like,
Mm.
is it worth it to lose the money? And when the passion takes over, it's hard to come back from it because it's strong. Like once when the passion calls you, I think it's hard to pull from it.
Absolutely. I don't think you're going back. I think you're a goner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a single mom, so there's challenges, with if money doesn't come in, who's gonna pay for my bills? So, and I'm
Of
not
course.
married, so I
Right.
don't. Well, I have a boyfriend that helps me, but it's like money loans. But I
Right.
don't have
Right.
an
Right.
actual sugar daddy.
I could use one of those. See if he has a
Yeah.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't dated older guys, like younger. So my guy is younger, and even when we split, I'm not willing to talk to him. He still checks on me. I think he just
Oh.
has a compassionate heart. Yeah, but
Right.
anything that it is in our life is helpful. A lot of times we have a hard time. I used to be that way where I want to take in. It's always giving, giving, and you have these experiences in life where you always give. And I remember I read a book years ago, and it told the story of a lady who was a giver her entire life. And she wouldn't take from anybody because she was very self sufficient. So at the end of her life, the way God decided to do for her was He put her in a wheelchair where she couldn't walk, she couldn't shower herself, and she couldn't use the bathroom. And the person she gave the most was her son. So he was the one taking care of her at the end. He had to shower her and change her diaper just how she did when he was a baby. So I thought, do I want to let God to do that at the end of my life in order for me to receive? I say, no, I'm going to start receiving now. So even when someone will say thank you, or when someone will tell me a compliment, I will just keep it. And sometimes people are surprised that I don't reply back. And when people ask me, I say, well, because I'm in the phase of my life where I'm taking, I'm taking in whatever it is that comes into my life. And a lot of
Yeah.
times when we are suppliers, it's hard to take in. But I just decided that I didn't want it to wait to the end of my life for God to give me. I decided that I was going to take anything and any opportunity that anyone was willing to give me, because what they're willing to give me is what God wants for me. It's just when you don't want to take, is you're telling the universe and God, I don't want it. I can get it myself, but sometimes you can't, and it can be a smile, it can be a compliment, it can be a meal, it can be anything. And when we're willing to take in, we're letting ourselves know that we deserve it, and it's okay to take, because we give it so much that sometimes your cup is empty of so much giving, that a lot of times we put others ahead of us and our needs are not met because we're always giving and giving. And when you become a parent, that is very common. I think you decide to do that when you become a parent.
Mm. Well, that's a beautiful sentiment that you just expressed. Most people have the opposite problem. They're really busy taking and forgot how to give anyway. So I think it's lovely. It is its own challenge to be able to ask for help if you're someone that tends to give a lot and not expect much from people and not feel comfortable asking things from people. It's hard to do that. It's actually a difficult thing to do. I mean, well, I kind of ask my wife for everything anyway,
Yeah.
but otherwise, regularly, it is difficult, I find too, to say, you know what, I could use this help here, or it's like I feel awkward sometimes asking for a favor or things of that sort. But anyway, I think that's lovely that you're in that place personally. Good for you.
Yeah. So the reason I created this project is because I want to gain skills as a presenter. So what happened to me was when I wrote my first book and it wasn't selling, I decided to join national speakers, because I thought if the book ever sells, I want to be able to answer for an interview. And how
Right.
can I know how to answer if I don't make those questions, right? So I think anything that we get involved in, any project, it helps on building our skills. Like even now when I started texting people, like what they were responding was helping me be aware of what I need. But it also, I
Yeah.
found that the message for everyone is different. I tell every person a different way that we're making it. And what I study spirituality a lot. So I tell people that I am a messenger. So Usually when I'm talking to someone, there is a message that you need to hear, and I have it. And I know as soon as I see you, and another ability that I have is to read facials on people. I can read personalities. So I can read the most important aspects of a person's faces, their eyes and their lips. So the bottom lip is your generosity, and the top lip is your generosity. Generosity on top, passion on the bottom. And eyes are wisdom, and also of your feelings. So people with big eyes are very sentimental. People with little eyes are wise. And if the eyes are too close in here, or too close to the end, it's people who can see what is going to happen before it's happening. And as you get these deja vus very often. So when I'm talking to someone and when I'm meeting someone, I'm already reading your facials. But also something else happens, that when I'm talking to you, I see an image of you that you enjoy a lot, or something that is something that you need an answer for, and I have it. I don't know how it happens, but it happens. It's just a gift that I have, and I've been using over and over, because I see that it works and it's true. So I'm just amazed, how talented and how gifted we are. And a lot of times no one knows about it. And you can probably write a book, and if your kid never reads it, he probably doesn't even know, and he lives with you. I think that sometimes the treasure is within our home and within our heart. But if we're not willing to share it and really put it up there, no one will get a hold of it. It's like
Yeah,
when a priest throws coins, on the air, and it's like him giving messages, and they say, if you pick up a coin, you take it, it's yours. But the coins you don't pick up, the priest takes with them. And I think that's what we do in life. We throw coins, and if someone picks it up, it's theirs. But if they don't, it's ours. But if you at the beginning don't throw the coins, you're not giving the opportunity for anyone to take it. So
true.
I think that's what generosity is. A lot of times it's not just giving money and our time, but giving our gifts and our talents, that someone can use them. It might be something that you do so well, or you don't think it's that important, or you don't think it's something that someone will be looking for. But you'll be amazed how people is looking for wisdom, and how soon they start. Sometimes little kids are very wise, even at 5 years old. Most of the time you already know what you want to be. That we get directed through many paths, that happens too, because any path you go teaches you something. And a lot of times your purpose is a combination of everything you learn throughout your life.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Well said. There's a lot to unpack there. I would just add that it takes courage to throw your coins, to finally be able to say, I'm ready and willing to be in tune with what I want to give, what I want to express, what I want to create and share with other people. Because there's a lot of pressure to have like regular jobs or make a living or have a certain
Yes.
amount of respect in society and things like that. And when you take something of a leap or a risk, when you throw your coin and you decide to become a speaker, a dancer, or this or that, and it's not guaranteed that you will, make a living or have a fan base or what have you. It took me a while to give myself the permission to take all the time I needed to create and express myself.
Yeah. A lot of times we have a lot of pressures, like I said, bills, to keep a place to live. And I understand all those, but it's when God gave you a talent, He had many people in mind, and not just you. And when we don't share our talents, we're robbing people of our talents. I remember I went to a training for NSA, and there was a speaker who could do a lot of gestures with his face that were different, and he'll make you laugh so much. But he said, God gave me this talent. He says, if I don't express it, I'm robbing people from the talent that God gave me.
Right,
So
right.
that was very inspiring for me. I think that God gave you a talent, And if you don't share it, you're robbing people from your talents. You're robbing us from experience, that talent that you have, that gift. So deciding to share your coins is just knowing that you are gifted and that you are talented, and there is no doubt about it. It's just believing in yourself and loving yourself to the point where you can say, I'm valuable. I can be there. I can do this. I remember listening to
Right.
Les Brown, and he said, how many of you, when you go to a show, a presentation, or something that you love, you know that you can do that you could be that person who is presenting, who is showing that talent, but you just don't believe in yourself enough to say I'm ready for it. And I think that a lot of times is what holds us back, our own disbelief. It's like we are this monster, and we believe ourselves being so little. And it's just that it's not that you want to feel big. It's nothing about wanting to feel better than others. It's just the willingness to show your heart and to show who you are, because when a talent is shown, it doesn't come from the need to be seen. There are things that we can do for the need to be seen. For example, a woman can get undressed and everybody will look at her video, right? Or I don't know, maybe a man can kill an animal and he'll get a lot of attention. But when you have a message, when you have a talent that is not about your face, it's not about your teeth, it's not about your hair, it's not about how old you are, it's not about it's not about how many people is interested on the topic or how many people will go and watch your presentation, but what is about something that comes from the space of your heart, that is pure. That's love. It's just the ability to share your love. It's just what we were talking earlier about, how art is created out of pain, and
Yeah,
there comes love. It's the same way.
absolutely. That's no, beautifully put. I agree. Um,
But
and
this is your interview. This is about you.
no,
Let's
this is,
talk about you.
well, I'm interested to have a chat with you about these things, but if you want to know anything else about me, please feel free to ask. I guess I could tell you one other thing that I'm up to now is every Friday I've been posting online a video, a comedy video series I call Friday's Musing. And with my wife, who is a terrific video editor, I put up the Fridays Musing video on Facebook, Instagram TV, and YouTube under my channel, Erik Lewin, and Instagram, Erik Lewin Comedy. It's Erik with a K. And I talk about, it's like best jokes of the poking fun at the week's events, politically, socially, but not in a mean-spirited way, but just trying to have fun with how crazy the times are right now from all sides. However, people may tend to think about things. So I joked about cancel culture, for instance, in the video I posted this Friday. And I just feel like we all need to laugh now more than
Yes.
ever. And I also enjoy whenever I'm able to have any insights into our behavior as humans during this particularly strange and intense time, and to turn that into things that make me laugh and try to share that with other people. So it's actually been received really well. I'm really proud of it. It's been 16 episodes, 16 weeks in a row so far.
Yeah, keep on doing it. You never know what is gonna come from it. I watched one of those, the latest that you posted, and I love the edits and how she integrated the images and how it's
Yeah.
related to the movies. I think people can relate, and you see Arnold Schwarzenegger so young. So it is talent right there. See, so when two people get together and create, it's two brains, it's two hearts, and so what happens when you get together with people? This so the unity creates a third brain. So the third brain is the intelligence that comes from God and the wisdom. So that gives the project a unity, and it comes together in a beautiful way, because the third mind is
Yeah.
is affecting your two minds, and what is needed to be shared and what is ready to to release, it's out. So that's what happens.
It is. Yes, it's our
Yes,
third brain.
yes,
And
it's a turbulent.
it's joyful being able to work with someone else who you kind of vibe with. And of course, my wife and I have a love connection already, and that we can have a symbiosis of our different talents. It's really nice. It's fun.
Yeah, there is also a soul connection. When people in our lives are significant ones, there's a soul connection. Those are agreements that are pre-made before we incarnate. So you already agreed on meeting and getting married and share with each other. So what you're teaching each other, it's no one can take away from you.
You mean I
Whatever
committed
happens,
to this?
along the way, it's always there as your treasure.
Right. Yes, it is a treasure. Definitely. I feel, and I'm sure she wouldn't disagree, I'm pretty much the luckiest guy in the world. Yeah, it's
I'm
really
glad.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I just had an interview with Jesse Oakley, and he's in love with his wife too. And I told him
Oh,
that is beautiful.
nice.
Marriage is not as common now, so I'm glad to see couples still married
Indeed.
and
Yeah.
being in love. Love is a beautiful thing. Like, you can be in love with love, and not having a significant one that strong in your life. Sometimes we have people, but they don't fulfill the role completely in the way we would like.
Totally.
And when you have someone that does that, is amazing.
It is a blessing for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So what else can I tell you, Maria?
How
Are
people can follow you, where they can find you.
They can find me at the following address. No.
Then they're gonna come for money.
With their coins. Um,
It's all right.
they can find me online. Well, first of all, my website, Erik Lewin Comedy, eriklewin.com. That's ErikLewin comedy.com. Facebook, Instagram, Erik Lewin Comedy, and YouTube. Erik Lewin is my channel. And I post the Fridays Musing playlist to all of those places. So, and that's every Friday in the morning. And yeah, and the book is there, and several essays I've had published, many of which are humorous, true stories from my life, and they're free on my website. And they may just make you giggle. And I'd be delighted if you would check out the website, and if you left your email, I could keep you abreast of everything I'm doing. And I'm just so happy that things are, because it's also a time with COVID where there's a little bit of a resistance, I find, to still working and developing new ideas, because things are so strange now. We don't know necessarily what life will be like in the foreseeable future. Things have shifted in this very strange, weird way. But I find that working helps me, actually. Continuing to create is quite healing and therapeutic and medicinal. So I would advise anyone out there to get off their butt and do the thing they love to do. It'll make you feel better, even if you can't do it live in front of other people right now. It's all good. I'm really happy for you. You're a great example of that, starting to do this project. So mazel tov to you, Maria. Thank you
Thank
for
you so much. I appreciate you. I know we haven't, talked in person before like this, but it is also a way of getting people to know you, because I want people to know my friends on Facebook. I have a lot of talent. I don't want to waste it. I want people to know you, and you'll see as the videos develop how
Yeah.
you're gonna come back and you're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna go back again because now we want to share this. I know you're gonna have more coins, and I want you to know that you are welcome to come back as many times as you want.
Thank
And
you.
the purpose is just to connect, to tell people I'm here. If use me, if there is anything that you can use off of me, there you go. You want to buy my book, you want to follow me, you want to watch my video, there it is. We're not charging for any of that. Of course, if you're selling a book, you have to get what you pay for. It's not that sometimes we're not in position of giving it away, because we need that investment too. But of course, anything that can help people, it will bring blessings into our life. And
Yes,
I
I think
thank you
it's a
so much.
beautiful. thing that you're doing. So
Yeah, well, thank you for jumping in. Like you're basically my beginners. You know, I've been talking about this for a few days, and I'm so glad.
thank you.
And I know that you know the attention is definitely gonna be there, and I'm gonna promote it in a way that is gonna be something that you're gonna look back and you're gonna be happy that you did it. I'm
I'm
so
already
glad.
happy.
I'm so glad. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Maria.
much, Eric. It's a
Okay.
pleasure.
Take
And
care.
if you know anyone else that wants to do it, let me know. I
Well,
already invited Brandon James because I met you through him.
right, we're friends. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but if you have someone else, just you know, they just need to become my friends on Facebook. Let me know because I'll be,
Okay.
you know, just promoting them and they'll be part of my friends, and that's all. You know, if
Okay.
anytime they get backed by my advertising because I do ads on the marketplace, sometimes they can just unfriend me. But it's just to in order for the project, it's just I want to be able to tag them and to show their interview to
Sure.
benefit others that might be inspired. Like I said, maybe something you say that you already done, someone will want to do it that way because that worked for you, you know, or that
Yeah,
will be just that popping idea that like it's just when a light bulb lights up and oh, that's what I needed, or that's a good idea, you know. Maybe having
absolutely.
someone that edits their videos if they don't have a wife like you, but maybe they know someone that they can collaborate together. And I
Mhm.
know that connections are gonna form from this. Like when you see another interview, you might think I would like to collaborate with that person, or I would like to contact them, you know, because that might be beneficial. And I can see that happening. So that's
Yes,
why
that's what's so part of what's so
I'm
lovely
excited
about
about
what you're
this.
doing. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for
Thank you.
having me be a part of it, Maria.
You're welcome. No, I'm so happy to have you. Thank you so
Okay.
much. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thanks, Maria.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye.